If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Guys, welcome to number 8 of the Next Gen Bolton Career Mode, and to start off this episode, we're currently in 9th, only 3 points off the playoffs, and we started to put some form together in the last couple of episodes, and we're really heading towards the top of the table now. We do technically have the joint top goal scorer in Arthur Gunhua with 11 goals in 16 games, 2 less than Lee Novak, who's got 11 as well. We've also got Doyle in there with 7 goals, who's not played, he's played just as much as Gunhua, but recently for sure, obviously Gunhua and Zakowski seems to be the combination. We do have quite a few assists there with Doyle, Gunhua and Crawford, and clean sheet wise, I think we only have 1 this season. I don't know, do we have 1 or 2? I don't think, have we even kept a clean sheet? Let's have a look, because I can't even remember clean sheet being kept. I think we've conceded at least 1 goal in every game. Yeah, literally we haven't had a single clean sheet this season, and it is an issue with playing on ultimate difficulty. But yeah, we're going to go into the final few games of November. We'll probably simulate a couple in this episode. I might be tempted to do that Port Vale game, maybe even Harrogate. I'm not too sure who's towards the bottom of the table. Basically, the easier the 2 games there, we will probably simulate, and then that way we can get into the FA Cup first round and the EFL Papa John Trophy game against Walsall, or it's Accrington. It's kind of annoying because you can't tell the difference. They're literally both purple in a cup. Like, I wish they kind of put some details on what that game is. Is it the... I can't remember which one's which, basically. That's what I'm trying to say there. But yeah, let's go into the first game against Exeter City. Pretty interesting team. Obviously, they've got Williams on that right-hand side. He's a good... he's technically a right wing-back. I remember he had that Team of the Season card, I think, last FIFA. But yeah, let's have a look and see if our bench is all good. Obviously, Lafferty coming off the bench seems to be quite effective. Still a couple of months left for Politic to come back from injury. Somebody did suggest to play Miller. The only thing is he's 33 and he looks okay. Like, he's got very good agility and balance, I'll give him that. But, it's... Basically, the point of this career mode is to develop players, sell them, and invest back in the team. So, signing players that are old aren't really going to help us. I thought I'd just sign Lafferty because he was free. But yeah, I think we'll go into the game now and see how we do. Here we are then at home against Exeter City. They do have actually quite a nice kit, the yellow and purple kind of fade. They do have obviously, I think it's Reece Williams, isn't it? The right wing back / right mid that he plays. Randall as well is quite decent, I think. Nicky Law, I want to say, at cam. But yeah, again, I know we're like 1 or 2 players, but other than that, not too much in these League 2 teams. So, going to be another fresh slate, and not too sure how well they'll do. They are just below us in the table in 10th. We're in 9th, so obviously if we can get this win, it gives us a bit of a gap between us and the rest of the league. Yeah, he's done really well there to go around Santos. He seems to be... I think he's quite young, so I might be tempted to have a look and see whether we can bring him to this club or not in January. Obviously, we've got Politic out injured at the minute, so we've only really got Isgrove and the Youth Academy player Cohen, so we might need a winger in January. But there's a shot there into the back of the net from the bold player. Don't even know who it is. We're going to call him Baldy. I'll just wait and see who it is, because I don't have a clue who this number 7 is. And yeah, it was a really good goal from Nicky Law. I think it's Nicky Law. Could be wrong. Let's have a look and see what it's... Yeah, Nicky Law. See, I know some stuff. I know some stuff about League 2. But yeah, that's a really good goal, actually. To make it 1-0 in the first 20 minutes against a relatively good Exeter team. Exeter in the box here again. Good save from Jaskalina, but the rebound goes straight to Nicky Law to make it 2-0. And it's one of those games where you can definitely feel that they're a good team. They press very well, and yeah, it just causes a lot of issues for us, and we've not really been able to get a foothold on the game. And I don't think we're going to be able to get 3 points from this game unless we can score 3 goals. Transfer in the box is a really nice ball and into the back of the net to make it 3-0. And I think at this point, being 3-0 down, I may as well just jump to sim or jump to result, because there's literally no chance of me coming back in this now, being 3-0 down. And we've got a lot of games to play in this episode, so I think I'm just going to jump to result and There we go, it does end 3-1, and literally could not get a single touch of the ball in that game. Obviously I did get a touch of the ball, but like I could never really create anything. My players felt really heavy, but Lafferty did want to play that last game. And obviously when we do simulate games, it does seem to be quite effective. But we have sold Nicholas Lackner, that gives us an extra 70,000. We do get an offer here for Gomez. If we can get the extra 100,000 from Swindon, obviously that will just give us, 300,000 is quite a bit of money. So hopefully we can find a good deal here. And obviously at 52 rated for me, he's not going to be useful. But obviously the game wants that player because he has a good potential. Yeah, it's not great that we lost that last game, because now we have dropped down a little bit in the table, down to 12th, and Exeter in 8th with 29 points. But if we do win the game against Port Vale, we can go basically back up to 8th. So I think I'll play this game and then probably simulate the Harrogate Town game, since they are further down in the table. But yeah, it's quite a funny one, because now my players do not have any stamina at all. I'm kind of, I don't know if I want to play this game with this team. Honestly, it just is not going to be nice for me to use players that have no match sharpness. I think I'd rather just simulate this game, because there is no stamina on those players. I won't be able to get performance, but the computer might be able to. But they do have Theo Robinson up front at Port Vale, former Derby striker, of course. Whitehead's decent as well. Yeah, as I said, like the fitness is going to be a bit of an issue going into December, and it might be a case of simulating quite a few games, because I'm just not going to be able to play with the team every single game. But I'll definitely play both the cup games this episode. That's kind of my main focus. Like, the league's one of those where I can get the points towards the end of the season, but I kind of need to focus on the league for the time being. I'm almost tempted to make a second team for the game just before Accrington Stanley, that's like 2 days before, just so we've got a fully fit best first team for this cup game. And there's 1-0 to Port Vale. They do make it 1-0 with Theo Robinson, a player that obviously used to play for Derby a very long time ago. I think he does quite well in League 1 and League 2. Yeah, it's going to be 2-0. Honestly, like, this team seems to be in free fall at the minute. We've not had the best of starts to this episode. I think if it gets to 3-0, I'm very tempted just to simulate to the end again, because there's literally like no chance of us coming back. Obviously fitness is a bit of an issue at the minute, and it's clear to see. And that's 3-0 to pretty much end the game. And I think at that point I may as well just jump to result, because there's literally no point in us watching the next 60 minutes. And yeah, as I said, I might be tempted to make a second team. We have sold Gomez and Palmer, so there's an extra. There's actually quite a bit of money there. There's nearly 600,000, I think, maybe just under. But yeah, as you can see, the fitness has gone all the way down to 0. So it might be a case of playing a second team against Harrogate Town, because I just do not think we're going to be able to play this team. No, we're not. So let's just go into the team sheet and make a completely new second team. We'll put Doyle and Lafferty in. It's still a decent team, but because of the match sharpness, I just do not really want to be playing with it. So put Comley there. Jones can go right back. I'll leave the goalkeeper because there's no issue there. Centre back, where are my centre backs? Greenwich. And so as you can see, we have made a second team now, and because it is Harrogate Town and basically this team has got no match sharpness, I don't really want to be the strikers have got match sharpness, but other than that, it's going to be a very difficult game. And since I want to get through the games quite quickly, I think we're just going to quick sim the game, and then that way we can move into the next games against who is it? Forest Green, and then the cup games. Basically, that's the main focus of this episode. I'm not too bothered about, there's a lot of fixtures in this league. We're down to 12th now in 28 points. And as you can see, there is a bit of a gap forming, I must say. We do need to be slightly careful with the 36, so 8 points between us and the playoffs now. But I'm hoping by doing that, we've basically got some, we've got like 12 to 20 match sharpness, so now that I can basically go in and play with this team in the future. which I'm hoping we can do against Forest Green. Yeah, I think, yeah, you could just about play with that team in this game. And ideally we need to win this game because, yeah, it's just not been the greatest of episodes so far in terms of results, but bit of growth here to Flores, but still I don't think I can sign him up because of his age. One player that was suggested was Liam Shepherd here from Newport. Looks pretty decent, you know. I don't know if I need a right wing back though, that's the only concern, but 26 years old would be a decent backup, I guess. But yeah, it would cost us about $1 million. We do have Josh Vaya and somebody else who was, yeah, Mark Beavers, both former Bolton players. I looked for Wilshire Sturridge and Zach Clough, and they're literally just not on the game, so it just doesn't look like I'm going to be able to sign those players. Even though Zach Clough should be at Forest, and I don't quite understand why he's not there. If you just search for, I think it's Zach like that. Either way, he's not here. Even if I spell it that way, and even if I put Clough in, he basically doesn't appear, so he doesn't seem to be on the game. So if we just look at the calendar quickly, as you can see, we've got the game. Basically, I want to play my first team for the Accrington Stanley and the Walsall game, so we'll play the second team for this game against Forest Green. And as you can see, towards the end of the month, you know, we'll need a second team, especially like going Christmas Eve, the 27th, and then the 30th, and then another fixture on the 2nd, and also an FA Cup game to be put somewhere. I'm not too sure if we go through, of course, that is. So yeah, let's go into the next game against Forest Green. They're just above us in the table, so ideally we could do with a win. As I said, I will be using the second team, which has a little bit of match sharpness, not a lot, but should be just about enough. I don't know if I can, if I go 4-4-2 holding and then move Darcy up, that might be the play here, just to get Comley on Chem. There we go, that just basically gets them to -1 instead of the -4. I guess we could bring off players off the bench. They should be okay in the last like 20 minutes to come off the bench and to give us a little bit of an impact. We'll also put Ishmael there, and I guess we could put Sesso and Cambo. Here we are then for the game against Forest Green on a night game. We are playing a bit of a... why has that happened? They should be that way around. It doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest. But basically, when I went to the holding 4-4-2, basically it switched my wingers. They can play both on either wing, so I guess because he's got the 5-star weak foot, I guess we could put him on the left-hand side. Yeah, looking at the Forest Green team, they are playing a 5-2-1-2. As always, I don't think I know a single one of their players. No. Not a clue. Honestly, they could be anything. They could be... I assume they're quite decent, you know, they're top 10 in the league at the minute. And, yeah, we're going to be using a second team, so it might be a bit of an issue this game. Door with the ball here. Tries to slip it in for Lafferty, and it's a really good ball, actually. Has Lafferty got the legs to run through and score the goal to make it? Like, come on. How has he done that? Oh, this is pure pain. This at times is just absolutely frustrating. As you can see, we've got the worst defence in the league. Let's see for Darcy if I can slip him in. Has he got the finish though with the left foot into the back of the net, and there we go. We do get into the lead for the first time in this game to make it 1-0. Darcy does seem very good in the midfield, very agile and nimble on the ball. For saying he's like only 59 rated, it's actually quite decent. But yeah, on his weaker foot, I think, does finesse it into the back of the net there. And yeah, as I said, if we can get this second team to work, then obviously, you know, even in next season we'll need a second team as well in League One. Basically, until you get to the Premier League, you need two teams because of the number of fixtures that you do have playing, like the weekend and then midweek. Yeah, if we can somehow get a result with this very low match sharpness team, then that'll be great. He smell nice and fresh off the bench here. Can he use his pace? Can he fire it across to Gunhua? On the end of it, into the back of the net, and there we go, 2-0. Two of the substitutions combining there, and yeah, that should be the 3 points for this game, which is really good for saying that we've played, you know, a team with essentially no sharpness. You know, there's a little bit because we simulated that game, and I guess that makes quite, you know, it makes a bit of a difference. I think we're going to look to, I don't know, I think Brockbank deserves a start, so we'll put him in. Could probably just put him there. I guess we just freshen him up. With the ball. goes around the defender. Can he pull it back to Comley with the shot? It hits the post, it's the other post, it goes into the back of the net. And that is a 3-0 victory. And I believe this is our first clean sheet of the career mode on Bolton. And I honestly do not understand how we've managed to pull it off with essentially a second team with no sharpness. I don't know if just basically, I don't know if Forest Green have just had an off day or something, but I'm honestly a bit amazed. We did really well that game with a team that had no fitness to really get a result, but they did in the end. And yeah, it should put us back up to good contention for getting into the playoffs. Obviously Dorsing and Hua and Comley with the goal. I think I do need to play Darcy much more. Transfer offer for the player that we literally signed about a month ago. It is 170,000. If we can get it up to maybe 200,000, then, you know, as I said, it basically profits us from making a youth academy. Obviously, we've not even played with this player or done anything with him. We've literally just signed him up and hopefully sell him off straight away. If we can get it up to, I think the game said 190. I was kind of being a bit hopeful with the 200,000, but there we go. That's good for them and good for me. As I said, you know, I'm not going to be using these 50 rated players, but if we can sell them, then great. Yeah, we do have a couple more here. The question is, like, you know, he's got a 59 to 69 potential. It's just not going to, you know, I don't think he's even going to have much resale value. And same with the other one, to be honest. I know our Scout's only a 1-star judgment, so that's why we're getting these pretty poor players. We can't even sign that guy because he's only 15 anyway, so we'll bring this guy in. Guess we can sell him for 100,000. That's some profit, I guess. So as you can see, he is 50 rated, just like the other guy that we did sign. You know, it's an okay potential, but if we can sell him on, then great. We'll bring him into the first team, and yeah, we just need to get some money basically, and that seems to be the only way of really getting it. But one thing I'm going to check actually is that our first clean sheet of the season against Forest Green. We seem to have, I don't know if there's a few from, like, we seem to have 5. How do I have 5? Oh yeah, the Harrogate Town game ended 0-0 that we did simulate. So there's 1. Well, I guess there's 2, but I don't know where the other 3 have come from. Not a clue, honestly. I'd say that's our first. Maybe it was another game that we simulated or something that I can't remember, but I think that's the first. That's the first I can think of, basically, that we've got from playing anyway. But yeah, let's go into the next game. The reason we did rest that team up is to basically get our first team fit and firing for this game. Darcy, I think, is one that I definitely need to use a lot more. And yeah, I think it's quite nice to have a second team just to give, you know, I think this Greenwich guy did quite well, actually. He's got very good pace and physical, and definitely helped out defensively. Here we are then for the game against Accrington Stanley. This is the FA Cup game, so the next game is the Papa John's Trophy. So I guess that's actually quite a good way of doing it. In terms of the match fitness, I'm quite happy with that, because now we play this team fully fit for this game, and it will probably be at like 85, maybe 90% for the next one in the Papa John's Trophy. So yeah, looking at their team, I believe they are, I think they are a League One team, but I could be wrong. But they are playing 5-3-2, which Forest Green did just play, and we did quite well against. So hopefully we get a similar result, and yeah, get through to the next round of the FA Cup. As I said, really good opportunity to get us money for January by advancing in this competition by, you know, maybe 1 or 2 games. One thing that would be brilliant, but I don't know if EA could master it, is obviously depending on what the fixture is against. You know, say we play against a Premier League team, you should get a much higher bonus than if you play a, you know, an EFL team, and that'd be something kind of cool for them to add in the future. But I think for the time being, they're struggling with other things altogether, like shadows. I know I shouldn't mention it, but it's just such a basic thing, and it's still not been fixed. Yeah, we seem to have a lot of possession here in the first 10 minutes of the game. If we can forge a goal, then that'd be great. It's just unbelievable, like the way they just mark you in. That's a poor ball from Sarcevic. Kowski with the ball here. Back to Ben-Hua. Crawford's running through. Hopefully he can get on the end of it and score to make it 1-0. Yes, he can. That is a lovely goal from the Scot to get us into the lead to end off the first half, and that should be pretty much. There's the half-time whistle, literally the last kick of the half for Crawford to put us into the lead against. You know, it's been quite a tough game. That was literally our first proper attack from the game, and yeah, as I said, like getting a win in the FA Cup would be phenomenal. Just in terms of, you know, getting money for January. To tackle from Ismail back inside to Gunhu and now to Zakowski. Has he got the finish though? That is the question. Off the post and into the back of the net, and that is an unbelievable goal from the young Pole to get us into a really comfortable position going into the last 35 minutes, sorry, against Accrington, and an unbelievable goal really. The way he's bent it around the defender and nearly blocks it, but it comes off the post. And really good goal from him, and yeah, I can't wait to see what he looks like in a couple of seasons time. If you still got him at the club, of course. One thing that I have as a policy is if we get an offer from a team above us, basically have to do a realistic deal to make this promote as realistic as possible, basically. So if like a League One or Championship team look at him, I've got to sell him. Transfer through the middle. That's onside. Has he got the finish? Yes, he does. There we go. Thank you, Argan Hewitt. And at that point, with 3-0 up and less than 30 minutes to go, we can basically just rest up players for the next game against. I can't remember who we're playing next. Warsaw. There we go. Finally clicked who we're playing. We'll get Darcy in for a little bit. I know he didn't have much fitness, but at least we can rest Crawford. We're all there from Accrington in the box here with number 8. Cross the face of goal to number 15 and into the back of the net. Or is it number 19? It's number 19 to make it 3-1. There goes the clean sheet against Accrington, but with 15 minutes to go. Fingers crossed we don't concede 2 goals. And I think it goes to a replay. And we definitely don't want any more fixtures, so I'm just going to basically stop them from scoring. Let's see if Lafferty to get his head on it. Can he win it? Yes, he can. Into the back of the net, and there we go. That is why I signed Lafferty, is to put balls into the middle and for him to head it into the back of the net, and that's Whip there. It's just that you don't get those opportunities that much. As long as he can do that on a consistent-ish basis, then at least until the end of the season, he's an alright player to have at the club. We go full time against Accrington. We do go through to the next round of the FA Cup. Very good win indeed, and basically it just gives us, hopefully a good amount of money to potentially sign in January. And it'll be interesting to see what our draws for the next round. It's either League 1 or League 2 teams, I believe. I don't know if it'll have done the round 2 yet. I don't know. I assume it comes at the end of December, so there might be quite a few fixtures if we do also win this game against Warsaw next. We do get the Nigerian youth player that we did literally just sign sold there. Yeah, it seems there needs to be a little bit of a break. I don't know if we can look here and see. If we go to FA Cup, wherever it is, there we go. So basically we need to wait for all the replays to play, and then that way we know who the teams are. But yeah, basically, as you see in January, I assume it's going to be around the 20th. Even there, it's a bit of a cluster. Might be there. That's the only other place I can potentially think it can go in on the 15th. But if we win in this next round of the Papa John's Trophy, who knows? Into the next game then against Warsaw in the Papa John's Trophy. Hopefully, again, we can advance in the competition and give us a bit of money for January. And we have had a bit of growth here to Zakowski. He has gone to 61, which is good to see. Obviously, he's only 19, so he's going to grow plenty of stats. And if you just look at the defence now, it's, all in all, most of the players, everyone is over 65 rated, other than Gunhu, who is obviously a bit of a speciality just because of his pace, but that might be something I can look at in January, just a big, pacey, young striker. And I honestly don't know what we need to really improve. There's obviously areas that we can improve, but all in all, I'm not too fussed. Here we go for the game against Warsaw. Is a night game again, and they are playing a 4-4-2, obviously a team in our division, and I think, is that Holden the American? I don't think it is though, is it? It's not, no. surely it's not him. I think he used to play for Bolton, didn't he, back in the day, Holden, but it's definitely not that guy. I think, anyway. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I think Walsall are not doing too well in the league, so it should be a relatively easy game. I'm just going to quickly, I'm pretty sure it's not Holden that used to play for Bolton back in the day, but I could be wrong, of course. Rory Holden, no, it's not him. So I can't remember what the first name of the Holden is that used to play for Bolton, but yeah, nice to bring some more players back to the club. We've obviously added Beavers and Josh Vey are potentially ones that we can look to bring in January or something. Transfer through the middle for Adebayo with the shot into the net. They do make it 1-0 in the first 15 minutes, and a little part of me wouldn't mind us losing in this competition just because we have got the FA Cup and we're not exactly doing phenomenally in the league at the minute, and obviously promotion is the 100% top target, and obviously it just means we can focus a little bit more on that if we do get knocked out of these cup competitions. But as always, it'd be nice to get money to reinvest it back into the team. We should, I think we have about $1 million to spend in January once all the players that we have sold and all the competition money. So yeah, we should be able to get at least one really good signing into the team. I'd say for Ishmael, can we get it back to 1-1 with the finesse shot into the back of the net? And there we go, we do make it 1-0 in the 35th minute. Very good goal from him, and yeah, I don't know, he's a bit of a funny one. Like, on paper he looks really, really good. Does get the occasional goal, but I would like much more goals from him. I don't know if going to like a 4-3-3 or maybe a 4-2-3-1 might be the way of getting those goals. I think because he's playing so far out wide in the 4-4-2, it does kind of isolate him at times. Let's see if I can can we get into the lead, make it 2-1 with the shot first time into the back of the net. And there we go. We do make it 2-1. We have made a couple of substitutions. The other gun who, like, although he's not going to grow his stats because of his age, I still think he's very, very good. And to replace him, it's going to take a lot. I don't know what realistically we could the stats that he does have is pace, power, and strength, and height, and trying to find something with that. And obviously, he's not the best technically, but for saying what he does have, he's actually very good in terms of what I need. Let's attack of the game here. Don't want to concede now. Santos, please get there. Why does this game do this? We're a minute over, and Santos there, just that was scripting. I don't even care. That is 100% scripting what just happened there, because any time other than the 90th minute, Santos clears that, but for some reason there, he didn't, and I do not know why. Like, the ball's right there, and he just ran in mud. And Wes McDonald does equalise, and I guess it goes to extra time. I really do not know, actually. I guess it goes to extra time, yeah. Oh, penalties, straight to penalties. Oh dear. Especially against the computer with 30 shot error or whatever it is. This is going to be very, very fun. We don't have the best penalty takers in the world, so honestly not a clue. I don't even want to go top corner, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you see the goalkeeper's just no way going when you dive one particular way, but I can't really dive two ways. And look at that, off the other side of the crossbar into the back of the net. I'm going to have to switch last second. And that's literally the only way you can score against the computer. What I found anyway. As if it's come off the post again. Another one off the post that you cannot save. And it goes into the back of the net. See if that's right. Like, there's literally no chance here. This is just painful. This is painful because you know the outcome, and it's just a matter of time before it happens. Look at that! I've not. I don't know. I don't know what I can do with penalty shootouts, but it's just impossible against the computer with the shot error and the goalkeeping ability being so high. And yeah, we do go out of the Papa John's Trophy. As I said, I'm not too fussed because now we can focus a bit more on the league, and only having the FA Cup as the other competition, it just gives us a little bit more leeway. But yeah, just really frustrating that they scored in literally the last kick of the game to equalise and take it to penalties, and that's the wonders of ultimate difficulty, I guess. We are up to 10th in the table. We're only 6 points off playoffs, with a lot of fixtures going into this December month. I'm just going to quickly, before we do end off the episode, just seeing if we do have the round 2 in the FA Cup, because then I can kind of see it doesn't seem to be there yet, which is weird because the round of 3 goes there. Let me just check if those replays have played yet, because if they haven't, then that'll be the reason why. And yeah, why have they not played yet? I honestly don't know where we're going to put this round of 2 game then. Unless one of the games gets rescheduled, that's the only thing I can think of, because honestly, it may go there on the 15th. And if not, then again has to be rescheduled, because there's just not enough time. But yeah, really unfortunate that we did lose that cup game, but I guess I'll take the win against Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup, which will probably get us more money anyway. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave a like rating if you did, and see you soon. Bye.